Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Trying to get everything going here this morning. And we have Mater in the basement. Morning.
Morning.
You made it up. Oh my goodness.
Told you I would.
Yeah.
Hey, Crystal made coffee.
What kind of coffee?
She just made coffee.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm trying to get awake after that horrible ride I had last night. Whew.
Well, you got first though.
Yeah, but
Hey,
first
don't
time out,
complain.
first time out on that tractor, that was wicked.
What is going on with her?
So you being like at the rodeo, being on a bucking bronco.
Oh yeah, my back and everything's feeling it too.
Wow.
So what all besides the cold weather else went wrong?
Everything.
I think bad fuel. I think got hold of some bad fuel.
Oh, really?
That's what I think our whole problem was.
Well, you shouldn't have had Jack Daniels. Should have had some Bacardi then.
Yeah.
Morning, Bocce. Morning,
Morning, Bachi.
Kristen.
Morning, LNS. Oh, that a bit
Well, I
slow.
heard, I wasn't leaving the live stream because, Brandon, got the notification he wasn't going live. It's like, okay, well, I'll take his spot and everything.
Uh huh.
And it's like, okay.
Oh, we're all
But,
good.
yeah, but I got the word that, Ed, he was having problems. He
Yeah.
didn't even do a pull at all.
No, I think it was a fuel issue. I really do because ain't neither one of them ran. Mine didn't even run strong like it should have. But we both used the same fuel. But I had like half a can of seafoam mixed in my fuel, and Ed didn't have any seafoam in his.
Ah,
So I actually think it was bad fuel, old fuel that was picked up from the store that had been setting.
you can
So
actually go get bad alcohol.
yeah, because what it does is it sets in a warehouse until somebody buys it, and it could have been sitting there 2 3 years and lost the potency because of this COVID thing. There was no tractor pulls or anything.
Right.
So how old that fuel was, we have no idea.
And
But
plus, it could have also been collecting moisture and everything, too.
yes, and like I said, I had seafoam, a half a can of seafoam mixed in my tank with the alcohol. Morning, junkyard.
Water junkyard. So what's the seafoam do to the alcohol in the tank then?
It just kind of like preserves it and gives it a little bit of help,
Okay,
and it helps keep the carburetor clean.
okay.
But I really think it was a fuel issue because mine didn't run strong like it should have. I don't feel, but it was a bad night for everybody. There was 4 tractors in that class, and only 2 of us made it down the track.
Wow.
Yeah,
I made it down.
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah. This monkey made it down the track.
Hey, tied for third, not bad.
Yep. Morning, Ken.
Hey, good morning.
Morning, Ken.
What up,
Morning.
Mayor?
But no, it definitely had to be a fuel issue because, like I said, we don't know how long that fuel would sit in that warehouse or anything, and Ed got it from a small place that got it for him. And the only thing different was I had that seafoam mixed with mine,
Right.
and he didn't have any in his. And I think we're going to get another can of fuel Tuesday from another company up in Canton that I generally get it from, and I've never had no problems with fuel. But
Oh, what about the other two tractors? What was their situation?
what's that?
Did they? I mean, were they having the same kind of problem, or it was just the track?
No, they was having the same kind of problems, But it was pretty chilly too for the alcohol last night because the carburetors, the intakes, everything were icing up real bad, and I
Wow.
had mine jetted leaned way out. So, but like I said, I had that seafoam in there, which probably helped mine ignite. So I don't know. We're gonna try some different fuel and see where we're at.
And hope for the best. And put some more weight on the front end of the tractor.
Oh, I took a whooping on that tractor last night. That was a rough ride.
So
The
how
track
cold
was
was
rough.
it? Because I heard the comment saying everybody was wearing a jacket and everything.
Yeah, it was chilly. It was
Well, no, the ones that were wearing the jacket and the modified are the ones that are on alcohol.
Right, but I heard it was cold.
Oh, yeah.
So how cold was it though?
59 degrees it got down to.
Wow.
yeah, it was chilly.
I was gonna say, was that with or without beans?
Huh?
I said, you said it was chilly. Was that with or without beans?
No, there was no beans. I was looking for the food stand that had the
Bean soup.
bean soup, but I couldn't find it.
I see Sandy got a haircut.
Yeah.
So what made you get too close to the ceiling fan?
Got tired of the straight blah. I don't know. Something different.
Used to
Well,
stuff
Crystal,
rags.
yeah, that's what she's saying. She wants to go get a haircut.
Yeah, junkyard. A lot of people on the alcohol motors, they don't stuff rags and stuff, but they usually have a generator with a heat lamp that they set the heat lamp on the motor to keep it halfway warmed up.
Yeah, so that's one thing that we're talking last night on my stream is what do you do, or let me rephrase that. What do you and Ed do in that situation as far as keep your engine warm?
We just all I do is just fire mine up and let it run, to try to get it warmed up before it goes down the track. But this is a whole new ball game for me with the new tractor, new chassis. It's just trial and error right now. But
Right.
generally, we don't have it that cold. And the later it gets, you just may as well just load up and go home because you're just taking more chances of tearing the motor up than doing any good.
Would it have been better to have run gasoline instead of alcohol then?
No, because once you're set up on alcohol, you can't dump gas in it and go down the track. You got carburetor change everything.
Okay.
But
And they don't
Now-
run as good.
I was
It
just
would have
kind of
rained
curious.
better than the alcohol would have.
well, the gas would have definitely ran better than the alcohol last night
Yeah.
because of the weather.
Right, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Now, when we go back to the regular pulls during the day, they'll run better
Yeah.
because it'll be in the heat of the day that we pull.
Gotcha.
Right here
That's
in
why,
2 weeks.
right, like I said, that's why I was asking because I didn't know if if it had been better to run gasoline, in that cold a temperature or not.
Right. It's just once you're set up for it, you're set up for it because then you got to change carburetor and everything else because once you're set up on alcohol, it's a carburetor change and everything.
Right. Because I know that to run alcohol, I know the guys at the dirt track, they always run a bigger jets and everything because you're running basically double the amount of alcohol compared to gasoline.
Right. Morning, Comet Pulling.
Because, alcohol, yeah, you get a lot more power and everything. It also burns cooler. I do know that they always say alcohol does absorb water too.
Oh yeah. Bigger jets.
Absolutely.
bigger jets in the carburetor when it's that cold, yeah, you got a lot of jetting to play around with on the alcohol motors.
Yep.
But we'll get it figured out, and that's the first run. I don't think Plan B has been out in 3 years.
Wow.
First run on alcohol.
Yeah, that was first run on alcohol for Plan B, and that was the first run ever on our new tractor, and it was not a good ride. That was whew, my back is sore as all get out.
Is
That
the
was
front end
rough.
stretched out on that?
Huh?
Is the front end stretched out on that one?
That's a 56-inch
Yeah.
wheelbase
I
aftermarket
thought they were,
frame.
I thought they were supposed to run so smooth and straight. You said Plan B.
They
Don't
do
want to
it.
run. Hell, after seeing that, I wouldn't want to run it.
I didn't. Everybody kept saying, Sandy, you're next. And I said, oh, no. No, not quite.
I'm not used to running a tractor that light.
He didn't have no weight. He had 30 pounds.
I have
No,
I
20
only had
pounds
20 pounds out on the
on
front.
the front.
I'm going to have to run about
No.
80
Wow.
Yeah.
out there to hold that tractor to where it needs to be. But that frame is so light that Ed could actually step on the scale, and for my weight, he would only had to took off 100 pounds. So he would have a lot of movable weight on that chassis, which he has a chassis like my new one. So it wasn't that bad. The chassis is real light.
Is there a weight you gotta have on those?
What's that?
Is there a minimum weight the tractor has to be to run those tractors?
Tractor and driver 1050.
But
So
there's no minimum. That's just a maximum.
yeah,
There's no
that's the
minimum
maximum is 1050.
You want to try to be as close to that as possible.
Right. To get it weighted up. But you want to be able to transfer everything to them back wheels.
Right.
Comment says he put 60 on the front bar.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to put about 80 on the front end comment because normally on my 82 series, I ran 40 out there. Morning, LNS.
Yeah, I was telling Crystal last night that there's a tractor pulling team that's here in Texas, and I'm going to have to find out when the next time they're going to do one and see about going and watching that.
Yeah.
They run all over in northern Indiana.
Northern Indiana.
We could
Okay.
go there on a weekend.
Yeah, Indiana's not that far to go pull.
So where'd y'all go pull at last night?
We was at Stumptown Steam Festival
So where is that at?
down in Harrison County, Ohio.
Okay.
Caddis Fairgrounds.
Caddis Fairgrounds.
Because that was one of the things that was asked on the live stream last night on mine. Like, well, where'd they go? Like, I don't know. I don't think it was ever mentioned as far as what city and everything.
Yeah, it was on the beginning of the live stream. Stumptown, pulling at Stumptown.
Right. I saw that, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, because last night I kept looking for. Okay, well, I guess Twist is not going to go live, so I started doing something else. And next thing I was, Crystal goes, "Well, they're live." Okay. But I think we missed like the first 8 or 9 minutes.
This one was live. And then she comes walking up to me and says, "Hey, we're live." And she's got my cell phone.
I didn't even know how to do it. And everybody's saying turn the cell phone sideways. Well, I turned it sideways and it said it was locked
Right.
for the up and down view. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
Turn the
That's the first
auto
time we ever
rotate.
did it.
Turn the auto rotate on, and then you could turn your phone sideways, and it would have made the picture bigger for us.
Right. Because otherwise, because what we were seeing was something only about that wide.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, that's all I'm seeing too. Yeah.
Right. And like Kim was saying, if you turn your, and it was even mentioned to me because a while back when I first started, I was holding my phone straight up and down, and it leaves those black sidebars and everything,
Yeah.
and it's almost says, okay, hold your phone sideways, and it'll get rid of all that.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't know how to get back to that rotation part without leaving the stream. I didn't want to just leave.
If Mark would just
Right.
play with his cell phone, it would have already been on instead of just carrying it in his pocket.
True. Well, he usually don't even carry it. He
I
just
don't
lays
even
it
carry
down.
it. I just lay it down. But it just last night was different. That was the first time we went live stream from the cell phone,
She did good.
and
Yeah.
first time that we had these tractors out. So we didn't know if any of them was going to run. So
You've had them
It was-
out before. You just never hooked. You took them
Yeah.
for a ride.
yeah, we hauled them around, blow the dust off of them. Never got the hook the first time we went
Like
out.
you're going to a tractor show or something last time.
Yeah. Morning, sweet mother TV.
Eddie's still sleeping?
Who?
Ed.
I don't know.
Yeah, where is
Maybe.
he?
Have to text him, wake his butt up.
Yeah, well, I think I have to call him
Yeah.
on the house phone.
Yeah. Bocce. She's surprised that Mark doesn't lose the phone through the week. I do. I actually go in places and then I have to have somebody call me so I can find my phone. I get busy doing something, I lay it down or something, and
Okay,
Like,
they
uh-oh. Where'd it go?
IGP
Like,
today.
I know I had it here a minute ago.
okay. Yeah, comment pulling. We bounce around to different clubs and stuff and pull. We haven't did a whole lot of bouncing this year
Because of COVID.
because of the COVID thing, as they keep saying. Which I think it's common flu and all that and everything.
The Kung Flu.
Uh-oh. She's calling Ed.
I'm calling Ed.
He ain't gonna answer. He's sleeping.
Oh, I'm calling his cell phone first. Then I'll call his house phone.
Well, he's not in the garage, so you're not gonna get him. Well, he might be in the garage. He might have went to sleep in there.
Hey, where you at?
Is he outside?
Yeah, we decided to last night.
I'll be doing.
Alright. Okay, bye. You said we were going fishing, so he didn't know we were going live. See, let's see, Mater's fault we went live.
Don't blame me. I just asked.
Yeah, I got up
All right, I'll take the blame.
4:00. I went to the restroom and I come back, got back in bed. She was like, "You ain't going back to sleep." I'm like, what you talking about? She said, "No, you got a live stream to do." And
At least she remembered.
it was 1:45 before I ever went to bed this morning anyway.
Yeah, it was like 12:30 when I was talking. Yeah, it was 12:30 when we was on last night, wasn't it?
Something like that. Yeah.
Hmm?
And I wouldn't expect
12:30.
to, yeah,
When
because
you
y'all
was on
came
what?
in at the last.
I told you I got on Mater's stream last night.
Oh, you was on Mater Street?
Yeah, under your name.
Oh, I thought that was Mark on there. Okay.
It wasn't
I
me.
thought I put my name in there, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. I was tired.
Jeez.
Yep.
Bocce, you spend too much time awake.
She's thinking
Yeah, I
of
had a
all
hard,
the things she can
and I
say.
had a hard
to you.
time going to sleep myself last night.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't. I was out.
And Crystal Lynn says that Mater woke her up around 3:30, and she hasn't been back to bed yet. Dang, I would have had a whole bunch of coffee by now.
I'm still working on first cup. Which in a
Yeah,
few
I
minutes,
am too.
I'll be going back and getting me a second cup. And unfortunately, I left something very, very important inside the house on my cigarettes.
Mhm.
Oh, you can't go without them now.
No,
Mrs. Twisted V Twin, you came in under Mark's name? I guess so, because it wasn't Mark. I can tell you that.
so that's why I was kind of surprised. There he is. There's Sleeping Beauty.
Morning, Ed.
That's why I was, kind of surprised. Like I said, last night during the stream, it's like, oh, okay, well, y'all going fishing? Okay, that's fine. Then you said, okay, well, I guess we'll go live then.
Yeah, I didn't actually know I was going live until she told me we was going live.
I thought I told you last night.
No. Morning, Willie.
I told you that Mater asked if we were going live, and you just didn't answer me. So
Well,
I thought that was okay.
So if I didn't answer you, I was sleeping. And then I get the wake up call. Shit, you got to go because you're going live this morning.
Hey.
Morning, Sleeping Beauty. You awake, Ed?
I've been awake since about 4:15 this morning.
He's trying to get his computer woke up.
Ah,
Have some more coffee.
well, slap it in the hard drive from the left side.
Yeah. Oh,
So, Ken,
boy.
what you been up to lately?
Just working.
You been working hard or hardly working?
All the above.
Oh.
I think that's what we all do right
All right.
now.
Am I live now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
know
you're
your
here
memory.
now.
All
No,
right.
he's Memorex.
I've been up since 4:45 this morning.
I was going to say, you don't look too well awake. Must not
I'm
have
awake.
had
It's
enough
just
coffee.
I was having leg cramps and stuff. So
I know all about those.
Dill pickle juice.
Yep.
Oh my
there's
God.
very little. Those pickles you gave me, Ken. There's very little dill pickle juice left in that jar.
Wow. Oh,
Coconut
no.
water works too, Ed. And another thing that does actually work good, just straight salt.
Mick, that's way out of control there. He's laying in the garden naked, covered in peanut butter, waiting on the birds just to wake up.
Peanut butter and birdseed.
Yeah, and birdseed. Yeah.
Mick, that's a little TMI. That's a lot TMI.
Yeah, on my way home last night after you turned off air, Mark. my right leg cramped so bad, I pulled over there at the old mower shop and got out of my truck.
Wow.
I couldn't work the gas pedal. It locked up on me.
Yeah, my right leg, you like to about locked up whenever I was swerving to miss that deer that was in the road.
That, if we weren't awake then, we were after it.
Boy,
Yeah.
you're kidding. A normal Sunday over here in the UK. Does everybody in the UK do that stuff, Mick? Lay out in their garden? Oh, Lordy. But we didn't get to video the motor that blew up and blew the hood and everything off and cut that guy's head and ear.
Ooh.
I think Sandy said she got a little bit of it, but she was way back.
Yeah, I was looking at the video and I didn't see it. I was trying to look for it. It was Fred's tractor.
Is that the one
Yeah.
that she said the crank trigger went out?
No, no,
Okay.
that was like 3 tractors down from Fred's exploding. It lifted the whole jug and half of the block and blew the hood. It was, he had it wound out whenever it come apart.
Wow.
Even got hit in the head with it.
Yeah, that's what I said. He got hit in the head and the ear. And the paramedics had to come down and fix his ear up and everything.
I'm sure he has a headache this morning.
Oh, I bet.
Well, you know, that's the bad part of tractor pulling and drinking alcohol. He didn't even know that his head was cut because he was so messed up because he was down there drinking at the trailer.
I said I didn't know he was drinking.
Yeah.
That's one thing that should not have happened. You shouldn't have been drinking because
Well, you're not supposed to, so
You're not
people
supposed
hide
to
it.
be.
And they don't go around and check everybody's vehicles because you're not down at your vehicles.
true. I mean,
Yeah, but on the other hand, too, that as much as he had that engine and stuff bored out, he should have had head straps on it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know,
how much did you have it bored out?
It's not.
A
Yeah.
lot.
a lot.
Wow.
But that's the way my 16 is. But I have that head and
strap.
everything all strapped.
Yeah, like Junkyard said, didn't need any painkiller.
No.
Uh-uh.
He already had it. He had the liquid kind.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been no point to go to the hospital or anything because there was nothing they could do for him until he would have wore off the alcohol.
Yeah.
So that sounds interesting, really. But there was a lot of good tractors there last night.
A whole
Well, I
lot.
could not believe that my cousin Joe got Reaper last night.
Usually nobody gets Reaper.
Yeah, usually nobody beats Reaper, but Joe put about 10 foot on him.
Wow.
I think it was the color of the tractor that did it.
Alice Chalmers. And actually, that tractor was meant for his dad. His dad passed away. Joe has got a little over $33,000 in that tractor with the sheet metal and everything, making that grill and the hood and everything for the memory of his dad.
He's got how much in it?
A little over $33,000.
Woo!
But anyway, he got the tractor done, and the tractor's been running phenomenal. I mean, he's hard to beat, and it's all in his dad's memory, that tractor.
Yeah, he'll never get rid of that
Yeah,
one.
he'll never get rid of that one because his dad was going to start pulling with him whenever he had the insufficient fund tractor, and his dad passed away in the middle of that build. So it's an awesome tractor. Looks good.
And you
Did,
said that's the one that beat Reaper?
What's that?
You said that's the one that beat Reaper last night?
Yeah. Yeah. Which Don Rogers owned the Reaper tractor, and he passed away with the COVID this year. And his
Okay.
son Craig was running Reaper last night. And Craig's son ran Desperado, the John Deere, that was all over the place and went out of bounds. So two of them that had passed away, their tractors ran last night. No, actually three of them. Cecil Warner's
the
tractor
tricycle.
ran. Yeah,
His grandson.
his grandson ran it. So
Yeah.
all three of them that passed away, their tractors went down the track last night.
There was a lot of breakage last night, though, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and knock on wood, mine's still together.
Yeah.
Wrong head. You got the wrong head there.
That's the only
Mine's
head
still-
I have left.
Mine's still together because it only pulled like 3 feet.
Hey, you know what? Look at it this way, Ed. You still got third place. You didn't come in last.
Right.
Out of 4 tractors, only 2 of us made it down the track. And Ed, since he made 3 feet or whatever it was, he's still placed.
So what happened to the fourth one? Never pulled or what?
Never hooked. He got it fired up and it didn't run right whatsoever at all.
Did Smiths get out of pulling?
Who?
Smiths.
John?
what
No, he's downsizing.
Okay.
Mike Fowler bought one of John's diesels that ran last night there.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. I seen the diesel on there, and
Yeah, that's what I asked Mike, if that was the boys' tractor or if it was one of John's, because John had 3 of them diesels.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
So what diesel engine do they run in those?
What's that?
So what diesel engine do they run?
Kubota. They run the 3-cylinder Kubotas.
I didn't know Kubota made. I knew they made, Ford in their big tractors. I know they got 3-cylinder. I didn't know Kubota made a small 3-cylinder.
Yeah.
Diesel.
Yeah. Yeah, they make about 3 different sizes of the small ones. But I don't know which ones that were
Wasn't it
in.
a 1406 or something like that? Or
I don't know.
I can't remember the size and the number.
they actually make a 2, 3, and 4-cylinder.
Yeah. It was
A
bummed
lot
up.
And Ed, yours sounded so good on the side of the track there when you was warming it up.
Yep.
I was like, okay, Ed's ready. Mark's ain't gonna go now because Mark wasn't sounding too good.
No, mine wasn't running real good either.
Then you run Yanmar's, yeah.
1105. Yep.
There's even some guys running Perkins diesels too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And maybe next year there might be a guy running a Mitsubishi.
What you gonna do? Run it on fried ice?
Mm-hmm. No, Egg Foo Young.
Oh, oh.
Oh my gosh. But no, Ed, after thinking about that, your regulator, when you bumped it up to 7 pounds, it's definitely a fuel issue. It's not a pump, because you wouldn't hold 7 pounds.
Right. And the way it was misfiring and just spitting and sputtering, I couldn't get it cleared out. As much as it revved up on the line, trying to clear out, if it was the fuel pump issue, it should have cleared itself out. It should either ran out of fuel,
Right.
or took off and spun,
Right.
and it was not. So yeah, it's gotta
It's
gotta be the fuel itself.
Yeah. And don't forget the fortune cookies.
All right, I'll be right back here. I get a refill and get my cigarettes.
All right.
Hey, Ed, before you were on here, I think Comment Polling, they're out of Indiana. So maybe next summer we'll go hit a poll with them.
Yeah, I was looking at. They just posted a video. I got it in my watch later file, and I was watching some of their old videos there the other day too. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad trip over there to,
No, Indiana's not that far to travel. You know what? I think I got a Kubota. Oh, I do have a Kubota 2-cylinder that I put in that case out there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do have one.
That's why I said. That's why I said they make a 2-cylinder too.
Yeah, I forgot about that one sitting out there.
Daihatsu, made by Briggs.
Yeah, Daihatsu.
I don't know. A Hui?
Daihatsu.
Daihatsu.
Bless you.
Oh my goodness.
I just on that Mitsubishi. I just got to find out what the cubic inch is. I've never even looked up the numbers and stuff. I got the motor for free and
Does it have a
couldn't pass it
serial
up.
number?
Yeah, it's got a plate and stuff on it. I just got to look it up to see what the cubic inch and stuff is to make sure I'm
Should be
still
right
within
on
the
that
rules.
plate.
No, it's just a ID number and stuff, model number, serial number, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fried rice is inside. Run them on rice oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, sesame oil smells better.
We're not
Oh, they don't
pro.
have a Pro V twin class. Well, I'm not pro, I'm amateur.
We're just kind of like in the open class.
Morning, Nate.
Do they have a like an open modified class?
Open twin class.
Yeah, because we're not technically Pro V. You know?
No,
No. My other one is
Pro V.
would be Pro
Yeah.
V, be outlaw. But
Right.
the one that I ran last night, that's just
An open.
open twin.
Yeah.
They do have an open class.
Yes,
Yeah.
open class.
Yes, if they have an open class, that's the class we would normally run in.
That's what you ran in last night too.
Yeah.
The open twin. 25 horse twin.
And go-kart says he's close to driving the go-kart.
Good deal, Nate.
Well, we almost pulled in the 25 horse twin class.
Almost.
Some pretty big opens, over 200 CI. Cubic inch.
That would be a little bigger than us.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could figure out some place to get us in there.
Is
If we had run
there, is there some rules and regulations that we could see on
we can look
any
up.
website?
Yeah. Because the club probably has
classes?
rules and stuff.
To make sure we would be able to pull with you guys.
Nate will get that go-kart out. He'll be the only guy going down the road on the back wheels riding the wheelie.
I was actually just watching some go-kart racing. I forget what channel it was on.
Yeah.
I want to go back out to the track that we've got here. They actually have a 16-mile
Write that
oval
down.
for go-kart and mini bike racing.
Uh-huh. IGTPA.
Bet you that stands for Indiana Garden Tractors Pullers Association.
Yep.
Yeah.
I bet it does.
I'm on it. I'm on it this morning.
Did you look it up yet?
No,
You're not on it. You're slow.
I think I already follow them on Facebook
You might.
because that looks familiar.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name of the one that I'm following here in Texas.
What did Plan B weigh last night when you scaled it in?
6 something, wasn't it?
Yeah, 6.
Without any weights.
Yeah, 6.
97
35.
97?
Yeah, 687, 637. I'll tell you in a minute here. Give me a second because I know I weighed myself, and I know what the tractor weighed, so I can
All right, your second's up.
He's got to get his handy dandy calculator out.
Take his socks back off.
Yeah.
No, all he's got to do is he's got to get the abacus and start playing with his beads.
Yeah.
Did Ed get a haircut?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
It looked like it.
He was trying to make sure he made weight class. He was getting rid of that weight.
Oh, should
Get a
have shaved the
haircut.
beard.
No, not the
Mark.
beard.
I have a
Here's my
smaller.
question: do they have a class for someone that wants to actually get into doing tractor pulling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your stock classes.
Is that the one where you're running like, say, a regular vertical engine with belt drive and everything?
They have belt drives out there, but anybody getting into it, I'd recommend not to do it.
Right.
Do drive shaft only, because there's not too many belt drives out there, but there are guys out there with the belt drives running them.
Do they run a hydrostatic or the other style differential then?
I've seen both. I've seen hydros out there pulling, and I've seen regular geared ones out there pulling. But normally it's a gear drive and a drive shaft. Normally is what people go for because of the belt will slip, and they're a real pain.
Right.
And it takes you forever to find the right gear size for the belt,
The pulley.
the pulley.
You're constantly messing with pulleys, trying to speed
Yeah.
it up, slow it down. Then you don't get that many runs out of belts because you use trampoline springs, all that on your tensioners and everything to try to keep it from slipping. Then when the belt stretches, you're right back at the same mess. So it's just more practical to go with a drive shaft tractor.
Gotcha. That's something I was mentioning to Crystal last night.
Right.
All right, so what's the word, Ed?
Dry weight between 685, 695.
Okay.
And as for the belt drives, the best ones I've seen that guys pull with are the wheel horses.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
I don't know what it is about the wheel horse, but that's what 99% of the belt drive pullers pull are wheel horses.
Right.
Now my Gilson on Montgomery Ward is a belt drive, but the belt's only like 22 inches long. It's a real short one.
Right.
And I did well with it, even pulling dead weight. But like Mark said, I go through belts. It did well enough; it would actually break axles in the peerless transmissions. So,
Oh, yeah.
Well, the only reason I was asking because I've still got that Crapman tractor that I wound up getting, and it's like it's just sitting there. I've already got the motor deck, everything pulled off of it, so I'm not even using that for doing anything. I just didn't know if just for getting out there to have fun, whether or not there was a class that say I want to put that into.
Oh yeah, there's people that pulls Craftmans and stuff. Yeah, I mean, you see Craftman, you see Simplicity, you see all of them out there. It's all trial and error and what you get it set up with, and you make it what it is really. I mean, it's start from scratch and go from there.
I guess I think it's a single cylinder Briggs. I think that's on it.
it'd be a Tecumseh probably. Craftsman was real big on the Tecumsehs. Unless it's a newer Craftsman.
Right.
It's probably I think it's about 20 something years old.
Yeah, that might have a Briggs on it.
I think it is a Briggs.
Is it nap time yet?
Oh no, we're going fishing.
Oh.
You made me get
Hey,
up.
you want to go back to sleep, Sandy?
Yeah.
That's what she's wanting to do. She's gonna go fishing.
Did you unload last night, Mark?
Yes, I did.
He had Bo
Not me.
here. He better make him help unload.
You didn't unload last night?
I probably would have had to call you on the cell phone and tell you to come pick me up off the ground because my leg's cramping up.
Oh. No, I unloaded and
Yeah,
put
we
everything
didn't
away.
have no chairs out last night, and that did me in.
Well, I was sitting on the wall. I was sitting on my toter.
Uh-huh. I sat on your toter for a little bit.
And that toter's getting more and more popular. You know that?
Yeah.
Two guys last night. The one guy from the other pool that was like fell in love with it. He's like, man, he goes, I've been looking on Marketplace. He goes, I've been finding them things, but he goes, they've been wanting like $180, $100, $200. I'm like, just keep your eyes open, man. I find it for $50, $60 running, you know. And he's like, I'm gonna get me one, but that was the guy that tore the rear end out of the one tractor and then did something to another tractor. He's like, I'll be putting money into tractors now. He goes, but I'm gonna keep my eyes open. He goes, I'm building one of them. And 2 or 3 other guys are like, he goes, that's the ticket, man. He said, I said, yeah. I said, it's nice, light. You can move the thing around. Doesn't take up much room on the trailer. You know, like, you know, if you take another full size tractor or a 4-wheeler or something, they take up so much room, and
Right.
it sips fuel.
You
You know?
give some advice on the motor.
What kind of advice are you needing on the motor?
Nate, it only needs to idle and then go full throttle. That's it. You don't need anything in between.
Yeah, that's the best advice to give.
Yeah.
As long as it idles, you can get on it and you can open it wide open.
And go.
Brakes and all that, that's last thing to think of. As long as that thing will just throttle wide open and down you go.
Did Bo talk to you last night about towing tractors?
Huh?
Did Bo talk to you last night about towing tractors?
Why?
Brakes are overrated.
Uh-uh.
His problem is, yeah, on my modified, he cannot get the clutch down far enough to get to the brake. Morning, Thomas.
Morning, Thomas. Hit it with a
Morning,
hammer.
Thomas.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I will say I'm glad that y'all got a chance to do some pulls last night, because I know that, you know, what you've been wanting to do for a while, just haven't been able to do it.
Well, last night on that video, I got my ass whooped by that tractor.
And you feel
Ooh,
it today.
And I feel it today.
He's sore.
I actually didn't think it was going to run to make it down the track. But finally, whenever I got it lit, it was
on.
How far did you pull?
I honestly don't know.
Sounds like too far.
Yeah.
It was too far side to side.
He would have had a full pull. He went straight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plan for a day. Patch for a week.
Well, the main thing is he went further than the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bocce. We'll be praying for her. Everyone will be.
Yep. Hopefully everything goes good, Bocce.
You said she did test positive for COVID, didn't you?
Yay.
I think
Nate,
she
you
did.
can get all the time you need.
Hey, Mark, in our travels, how close are we going to be going to the South Carolina-Georgia line?
We can go anywhere we want to go, really.
All right.
He needs a link.
You got a link?
A link? Why, what is down there, Ed?
That's where Junkyard's Garage is at.
Okay.
Okay.
He lives right on the South Carolina-Georgia border.
Okay.
And I've never...
Maybe we could go just straight across.
Well, I've known him and Doug Sweener from like the time I started, and he is a super, super nice guy. You know, so and I missed him when he was up in Indiana, Louisville area, and I missed him.
Right. Okay.
Sorry to hear that, Bocce.
Yeah. Hopefully everything goes well, Bocce.
Yep.
Good morning.
Morning.
Right.
Morning.
Morning. Morning.
I'm so close, guys.
He's getting there.
Got chain on it, mounted. But I have the pulse pump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 3 vents on my motor. And this is the one that runs the pump, right? You guys know?
Yeah. Should
Yeah.
be.
Yes.
Okay, so I got a crankcase breather here and 2 in the valve cover. Okay?
Yes.
So I was gonna run the one off the valve cover to the pulse pump, but I still need a catch can. So I was thinking about putting a T on here and running it to a catch can, or to give it relief, because there's no vent.
Okay.
I just got one going back and forth from the valve cover to the crankcase, and then from the valve cover to the pump, but I don't have one going from to an actual catch can. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. To pick up your pulse for your fuel pump, Nate, you can tap into the intake manifold right there, and that'll give you a true pulse. Yep. That'll give you a true pulse for your pulse pump. And then your other vent lines, like from your valve cover and your crankcase, you can drop into a catch can.
Yes.
Because tying those two together won't do anything. It'll just
Right.
it'll be like a closed loop system.
Exactly. That's what I need. That's what I was. Yeah.
Yep.
So-
Go into the intake.
Yep.
The only
And
thing
then
is this is like plastic. I can't really drill into that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Is it like it's like a silicone rubber type deal?
Yeah.
There has to be a plastic mount or something on there somewhere where it mounts onto the motor or something, right?
Well, so this is like just a metal flange that comes off. It's about 1.5 inches long, and then the rubber goes onto that, and then the carb's got like a maybe 3/4 to 1 inch long barb that it goes into that side. But this thing, like, I'm nervous to start with because this thing is like shaky, like it ain't very stiff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You
Might
can
have
go
to
right
get support.
you can go right back there by the head and drill and tap that for a barb fitting,
Yes.
and then just cut your rubber out a little bit, whatever you need to slip it by. You said if it's 1.5 inches long, you've got plenty of clamping area.
Right.
You can put it right up by the head.
That's like go through the actual block
No,
right here.
no,
No,
on
right
the-
there where the
You're
hose
saying go
goes
through
off.
this part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just put it right up against that flange.
Because your fitting's not going to be all that big.
Right.
So like right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
And
then
then you
what
just notch the hose so that it goes in around the fitting.
right.
Right. I already notched it so it'd go around these bolts right here.
Yeah.
I could slide it on further.
Yep.
The only thing I would recommend is drill it, tap it, put your fitting in there, and then go on the inside of the Dremel and smooth it out so you're not interrupting that air going by it. You know what I'm
The
saying?
flow.
Right.
Just to
Like
keep
like
the flow right.
like you're porting ahead.
Yep.
I got you. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's all I got left. I already got the throttles hooked up. Everything is hooked up except for the catch can and the pulse pump. That's the only 2 things left.
Yeah.
Right.
That thing's gonna be mean.
But both of those lines from the end or from the valve cover and the block need to be open to atmospheric pressure in the catch can.
Right.
If they're tied together, it's not going to do anything. It's just like hooking two ends of the hose together because they're both connected inside the motor.
And then like that to use for a catch can, I would go to like AutoZone or something and get one of them little plastic radiator jugs that you put your antifreeze in. And they're $19. Run the two lines into that jug.
Yep.
It's just a little clear jug that comes with a mounting bracket. It's a radiator reservoir jug, and we use them for fuel tanks as well.
I'll
And
check it
they're
out.
cheap. Yeah, they're real cheap.
If he's afraid of that carburetor shaking too much, he could extend that flange that mounts to the head so there's less space of rubber.
Right.
Yeah, I almost wanted to cut. I want to cut it as short as I can to where the two metals are almost touching, where the carb is like almost touching the flange.
You could do
There
that.
you go.
Yeah.
And then I was actually thinking about building a little bracket or something from this screw to the valve cover head to kind of just to give it some support.
Yep.
You can do that.
That's not a bad idea right there either.
Hey Nate, you can take some round stock, solid bar stock, like 1/4 inch, and either weld a loop on each end or just heat the thing up and smash it flat, drill a hole in it, and then run it back and measure it and make your bracket that way too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Coffee.
I want to drive this thing so damn bad.
No, I'm good.
What all have you done to the engine, Nate?
Everything in the world.
And then some.
Got billet flywheel, billet aluminum rod, hot cam,
Piston.
piston. Oh no, the piston stock.
Oh,
Piston
piston
stock.
stock.
The rod's not stock. The piston stock. It's got aftermarket roller, 1 to 3 roller rockers, titanium cut the length push rods. Obviously, the governor removed. This freaking carburetor is worth more than the motor when you buy it brand new.
What size Makuni is that?
I think it's a 28. I think, or 22. No, it's a 28.
No, 28.
Yeah.
Monster.
Oh, and it's got a aftermarket head, oversized valves, port and polished. That's pretty important too, actually. All sponsored by this guy and this young lady that was sitting right here. This guy and this young lady right here. These tires, Mark paid for all that shit because he loves me.
Long as you
Kind
have
of sad that he stopped sending me love letters.
shit.
Hey, Nate, TMI.
I'm gonna bite my tongue on that.
Oh, also this stage 3 exhaust.
Reason I was
Yeah,
asking
but that's-
what you did to that engine because that's one thing Brandon and I we're trying to figure out. You know what all we're going to need to do to ours when we do that endurance race. As far as how much hopping up we should do it to make it last 3 hours.
All I do is put a billet fly rod and a billet flywheel in, or a billet flywheel and a billet rod, and that's all I do.
So leave the governor and the stock carburetor.
Maybe put a small carburetor on it, like a 22 millimeter or something. But if you want it to last, the 2 weak points on these motors is the rod and the flywheel. Of course, I've never seen a flywheel shred apart, and I'd leave the governor in it too, honestly.
That's what Brandon's talking about, is leaving the governor in it, because we don't really need to over rev it and have the engine coming apart. Now it is a non-Hemi 212.
That don't matter.
No. Oh my God, Thomas.
And plus, if you're going for endurance, you don't need flat out speed.
No.
No.
You want that sucker to last, because them guys that have the built motors and everything else that are going to tear off and go out, lead the pack, chances are they're not going to last.
Right. That's one thing that, I was saying last night during the stream was the fact is, I mean, those guys probably wound up having, they could have like 5 or 10 laps on us, but then later on they're going to break down to where their engine's totally trashed, and then we're going to be able to catch up and go past them.
Well, plus two, depending on how long the race is, your fuel consumption is going to be lower. They're going to have to stop more often to put more fuel in it. You can make time up on that.
We're looking at 3 hours. And
Right.
now that's one thing that I've got my eyes on. I've been talking to someone about it's a split fuel tank off of a motorcycle. And I think it's almost 2 gallons. So we're going to see about taking the stock gas tank off that 212 and run that split tank. That way we've got a bigger fuel tank.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, now he's already got the tires for it, and he's already got a torque converter for it.
Well, I was watching Cars and Cameras too. Their big thing on their endurance race they did was they were chewing up belts and destroying a torque converter.
Right.
They were talking about a new torque converter that they just come out with that
What,
they
the Juggernaut?
no,
Tom.
it's actually not the belt drive, it's the chain drive one. They were talking about using that instead of the belt drive, because with the endurance race, they went through like 3 or 4 belts, and some of the chain drive guys, they didn't tear stuff up.
Right.
Yeah, I'd definitely go with a clutch and not a torque converter. You don't want to have to change a belt out in the middle of a race. That's for dang sure.
So you're saying for something like that, we don't need to run the torque converter, just run the stock clutch on it?
I would.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah, 'cause
if you're expecting to run 3 hours.
You could also get higher top speeds with a clutch than a torque converter.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
because once that standard stock clutch is engaged, it's engaged. There's no slipping, of that belt with that torque converter going in and out to burn it. And if there's any water or anything, that's where your belt's going to get tore up.
Right.
That's another good point.
Well, I do know that where we were supposed to go to, they had it scheduled for November the 6th at some track up in Decatur. The place got bought, and the guy decided he wants to put his cattle out there and said, no bike racing out here. So they actually moved it closer to me. It's actually at a place that's about 35 minutes away. So that's actually going to help out Brandon, myself, and I'm trying to remember the other guy. There's a guy out of Burleson that's supposed to be on the team also. So there's 3 of us. So it's actually closer for all 3 of us.
Right.
And then the following weekend, we've got I think it's a 1 hour endurance, but a 1.1 mile track.
But also,
I seen Brandon put up a video something about a mini bike. I ain't got a chance to watch it yet though.
Yep, he actually did that, and I think it's got a Briggs engine on there. Right, but the thing about it is, it's a lot easier to find parts for the Predator 212 than it is for that Briggs.
Oh,
So
Is it a flathead?
Don't know. I haven't looked at it. But all I know is last year I wound up buying. I found a 212. This is, of course, when Harbor Freight still had them for $99. So I wound up buying one to try and get my old wood chipper going. Well, I found out after I got the old engine pulled off that the crankshaft for the output on it, where the flywheel goes, the cutting head, that crank had a 7/8 tapered shaft, whereas the 212 is a straight 3/4. So that wasn't going to work. So that 212 just sat there, never had oil put in it, never had gas or anything. So it's just been sitting. So like that's my contribution to the mini bike is the 212.
There you go. There's a lot of things. Just once you start tinkering with everything, there's a lot of things that you can do. That if you can think it, you can pretty much make it happen.
All right. Well, I know that the on that mini, it's that Coleman mini bike. It's got the front suspension on it, no rear. It's one you go pick up over at Tractor Supply.
Right.
And it was the camouflage one, the camouflage one with a fake gas tank on it.
CTU 200.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the one. But I do know that it's got like if I'm not mistaken, it had a jack shaft on it, and that's why he wanted to get the torque converter to eliminate all that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
So
like
y'all are saying don't put the torque converter on it, just go with the stock clutch on it?
Yeah.
Only because torque converters can burn up a belt. That's the only reason I'm saying that. And if you got to change a belt, that's a 10-minute stop.
Yeah, go watch Fat Buddy Cat
Okay.
and Cars and Cameras. Fat Buddy Cat's been doing a lot with those clutches over the torque converters and stuff, and he's went through and tested a whole bunch of them and done a lot of motor work. That guy is very, very talented.
Well, Ed, up like this, the main reason that I wound up picking this little sucker up right here. You see what that is?
It's a blower.
Yeah, that's the one that's going to go on that that Predator 670. I want to build as a mini top fuel because I want John and Isaac to bring theirs.
Yeah.
I want to go do a heads up race, best 2 out of 3, because they got the slingshot style. I want to build a mini top fuel.
There you go.
And
Well,
like I said, that's the one I want to have it run on nitromethane.
I don't know if John and them will have that one out. That one got ran into and bent.
Yeah, I know. I saw that when they headed up there at that, was it Bosco Beach?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching John and Isaac. That's where I started like, oh, I'd like to build a regular top fuel and go up against these guys.
So where did you get that little blower at?
Believe it or not, I got it off of eBay.
Expensive or no?
No, I think it was about $200.
It's not bad.
No.
It's actually, you'll never believe it, but that's a stock blower for a Beamer from the factory. Of course, that one there, it will be taken apart and be modified a little bit more, because the one thing I don't like is it's got plastic gears and everything inside. I know a guy does machine work, so I'm going to see about having him machine me some better rotors to get better compression and everything. That way it definitely will blow more air into that engine.
That's the key to the game, is the flow.
Right, and that's exactly what I'm wanting to do. like I said, get it to where them rotors are meshing a lot better, have a lot tighter clearance. That way, yeah, it's flowing a lot more air, compressing a lot more.
How bad did you blow out the sidewall, Thomas? Just a little bit, or completely?
Is it beyond JB Weld not fixable?
Well, no, I've done a trick way back in the day. Whenever I did that, blew out one, and I actually put a head stud in it, and took my MIG welder because it had a steel block or a cast block on it, and
Right.
tack welded that stud in place,
Right.
and then was done with it.
And hey, you don't use JB weld, you use duct tape. That fixes everything.
Hey, duct tape is like the Force. It's got a light and a dark side, and it bonds the universe together.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll definitely let Brandon know that. I know he has already got the torque converter. So basically, don't use it.
Right.
I mean, I would weigh the options. I mean, you know.
Well, that's the main thing that we're looking at is, like I said, it is an endurance race. So, the longer that we're actually out there racing, because we're going to take it in steps. So we're going to be drawing lots as far as who takes the first, who's taking the second, who's bringing up the rear. And the longer we can actually keep that bike out there running, it'd be better.
And
so if a stock torque converter or a stock clutch is going to be better than the torque converter burning up belts, okay, fine. I'd say, yeah, we'll go for that.
Right.
Well, and I was going to say, too, if you do decide to use the belt, I would put the lightest guy on it first. Or I'm sorry, the heaviest guy on it first. Let him wear it. Let him wear the belt out first, and then you can do a belt change and keep going.
Right.
Okay.
To where if the heaviest guys last in a critical time that you may need to make up time, you may have to stop and do a belt change.
Right.
Because you're pulling more weight.
Right. Brandon doesn't like the idea that I suggested, and that was put a little bottle of nitrous on there. That way, coming out of the last turn, hit that little button, get that extra little oomph going.
Oh, yeah.
Could get a little squirrely there.
Yeah, just.
Oh, Lordy.
So if there are any threads left at all that you can get a stud into, and if it's a cast iron block to get by, you can put a stud down in there and either MIG weld it or braze it with oxyacetylene and permanently put the stud in the block.
We can get a breakfast first.
Mm-hmm.
Block tight.
Well, that would
depends
be. Go ahead.
I say it depends on how much of the stud holes left. If it's just barely broke out, yeah, you could actually put the stud down in there and use some good Loctite down in it. Or if it's busted out too bad, you can get the stud in there and just keep tack welding that. Just don't put too much heat into the block to where you're going to warp it. Just tack it,
right.
Walk away from it, tack it, walk away from it.
Right.
And that for a snowblower, that'll be good enough to last its lifetime.
Or he could literally do like some of the heads relocating valves with the JB Weld. He could actually put a stud down in there and JB Weld that stud in.
Yep. Just make sure that surface is dead clean.
Yeah, as long as he's got it clean, he can JB Weld a stud in, then all he's got to do is run a nut down on the stud. And that would be the same way as us relocating valves using the JB Weld and then clearancing everything back out.
Or porting and polishing too much and
yes,
building up.
Oh, you guys have never done that. Come on now.
I know
I'm
nothing.
not- I know nothing.
I know nothing.
That's why there's a rule in NQS that you're only allowed 1 cubic inch of weld
Yeah.
per head, or JB weld or epoxy per head.
It doesn't matter if it's aluminum or not, Thomas. They have JB weld for aluminum.
Yes, I
Yep.
know that for a fact. I just sold some the other day.
Because once you
All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for helping me out.
all right,
Oh,
not a
anytime,
problem,
Nate.
All right. See you, Nate.
Hey,
I
Nate.
don't want to clog up your stream with all my ugly builds and stuff.
Oh,
Stupid
geez.
questions.
You're gonna go play with them Gators again, aren't you?
We was out there last night, and it's the same thing, man. There's gators everywhere out there. It's insane. I wish I could do live streams, but it's just too far out there. There's no signal. But thanks again, guys, for your help. And
Yeah,
no
this
problem,
thing
Nate.
will be going soon.
Not a problem.
So
You have a good day.
Hey, Nate,
you
I
guys
appreciate
too.
I was gonna say I appreciate your input on that mini bike that Brandon and I are getting put together.
Yeah, man. I'll try to get over and check that video out that Brandon put up.
All right.
I've been Brandon's buddy for a long time. Me and him got a little beef going, but we're still friends.
Oh,
We
Lord.
we got a fake beef going.
There you go.
Mater, when you next time you see him, Nate said, wait till he sees you again. He's gonna pop you one. See what he says.
I'll send him a text.
Yeah, send him a text. Said Nate was looking for you. He said he's got a bone to pick with you.
All right.
All right.
All right,
I'll be in the
later.
chat, guys.
See you,
Thank
Nate.
you.
See ya.
See you, Nate.
Bye.
But anyway, yeah, Thomas, you can use that aluminum and put that stud in there, and JB weld that stud in, and for a snowblower, yeah, because like I said, we relocate valves and everything else with it and machine it. There's a lot you can do with the JB weld, but
Yeah.
the surface has to be clean for it to work.
Yeah, that or just weld that part back on.
Well, it's aluminum, so he's not going to be able to weld on that. Too
I mean,
well.
I mean, if he was set up for it or had somebody that was set up for it, you could actually weld that hole back shut,
Yeah.
re-drill it, re-tap it.
Yes,
But it's a snowblower.
it's a
Yeah,
snowblower.
true.
You know,
Because I know
It-
for me, I do have I've got the spool gun for my MIG welder that's set up for doing aluminum. I just don't have the was it argon gas I gotta have?
Yeah, 100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
100% argon.
Right. Because yeah, I got a 220 MIG welder, and right now, I mean, the only thing I use that for, which has been a while, you know, I run I don't run the gas on it because I just don't have the bottle, and it's like I can get the wire that's the flux core. It's like okay, fine, but I did pick up a I think it was a Miller spool gun for doing welding aluminum.
Right.
Yeah. But I do a little bit of aluminum welding at work, and welding cast aluminum is a talent.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a completely different beast than solid aluminum.
Kind of like doing cast iron, how to braze
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
Oh,
But, all right, guys, it's been over an hour. I got some fishing I got to go do.
but
Why?
first,
But now the wife says, but first we have to go to breakfast. So now she's hungry.
hey, now wait a minute. Wait
So-
a minute. Come on. Don't blame me.
Blame Ed.
Ed mentioned breakfast. Now he's saying, I'm hungry.
No, Ken never comes out and goes to breakfast.
That was out last
Very
week.
I was
seldom.
just trying to figure out which way to point the finger.
he was out with me last weekend.
Was he?
Yeah,
I wasn't
I had
there.
to. I had to bribe him to help me work on my truck.
Oh,
Okay.
imagine that. If you feed somebody, you can get a lot of work out of them just feeding them.
He didn't get much work out of
Yeah.
me though.
Huh?
He fed me, but didn't get much work out of me.
That's a good thing, isn't it?
He handed me tools. He was the camera operator.
There you go.
But
But
I'm debating whether to unload the trailer and stuff or just take it with me and take it up to the shop and clean the tractor and the trailer and everything else. I was looking at it last night. There's all kinds of like green stuff all over it. So
of what?
like mildew, you know, from sitting in the shade.
Wow.
Had pancakes and banana for breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris will end up making breakfast this morning, but usually this early in the morning, I'm not hungry. It's like here's my normal breakfast in the mornings.
That's
That
about mine
That's
too.
ours.
that and this.
Usually my normal breakfast is coffee and a blueberry muffin.
Or banana.
Yeah, or a
Sunday,
banana muffin.
well, Sunday mornings for me, it's like get my coffee, get to church. It's like, oh, donuts. Okay.
I usually try to pick up a breakfast sandwich, something in the morning. That way I'm not starving at lunchtime. And
Off-brand nacho chips. Oh, that don't sound like a good breakfast.
Off brand and nacho chips. Okay. Hey, if it works, it works.
been there, done that.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Yep.
tell you one time I stopped and I got this. I was in a big hurry and I stopped at this pilot and I got this cold sandwich that you put in the microwave and warm it up. That was the most nastiest food I had, but it was edible and it got me down the road. I just
Sometimes you just
not
gotta
a good
eat
thing.
something.
When me and my ex-wife first got together, we were just dating. Her roommate made hamburger gravy, and I was still working at the truck garage, and I had just worked like 14 hours. And I got home from work about 12:30. Got to their house about 12:30, quarter to 1, and I was absolutely starving. They're like, "Oh, it's not that good, we've tasted." I'm like, I had 2 bowls of it, and it tastes like wallpaper paste. And I was starving. They're like, "I can't believe you ate that." I'm like, I don't care.
You're
I
hungry
was starving.
too.
I was starving.
I had some
Yeah.
oatmeal that was like wallpaper paste.
No, I mean, this stuff tasted like straight up flour and water.
Oh.
Yeah.
But like I said, I was freaking starving. I wasn't going someplace to stop because they said they're making dinner, making something for dinner. So I didn't stop any place on my way over because I went right from work to there.
Right.
And, and they still talked about that to this day. That's been, like, almost 30 years ago.
Yep.
Wow.
But all right, everybody in the chat and everything, we're gonna get out of here. We got
Hi,
big
Maggie TV. Or Margie.
Margie TV. How you doing?
Hi, Margie.
But
Margie.
yeah, we're gonna go and grab a bite to eat. We got some fishing to do, and I hate to ruin a good day because I don't think I'm gonna make your live stream tonight, Ed.
Why?
And I'm going to work, getting up at 11.
Oh. I'll be in it, Ed.
All right.
Sandy
Okay.
will be there.
I'll
I'm
be
gonna
there.
Take off at 11 o'clock tonight. 'Cause
Oh, I get a good night's sleep then.
yeah, I'm pretty well loaded up, so I'm gonna go early. Well, in between shifts.
Oh, Mark, before you do go, like that text I sent you, we've got, I think it's a 53-foot enclosed trailer that my boss picked up years ago.
Uh-huh.
He wants it gone. Okay.
Okay.
And the only thing we did was use it for storing paint. Well, we got all that out and everything, but he wants it totally gone.
Okay.
I talked to a guy that does scrap metal and everything, and he was saying that he can't get it unless there's a title for it because it's a federal offense if he comes gets that trailer and scraps it out without a title.
Correct.
My boss doesn't even have a title for it.
Right. He doesn't need a title if he's scrapping it.
So if
Or he needs-
if he gets that
or he-
trailer, he cuts it down for scrap metal. You say he doesn't need a title?
No,
Not if
because
he
you're
cuts
going to
it
be
down.
taking it in pieces. But
mo-
normally on a semi trailer right there on the left side by the dolly legs, there'll be a plate on the frame,
All right.
either on the neck of the trailer or right there by the dolly legs, that will give a VIN number and everything.
Okay.
Either on the outside of the frame or underneath the trailer. Go underneath the trailer and look up at the left side of the dolly legs and it'll be right there on the frame.
Okay. I'll take a look at it tomorrow.
Right.
He said he said he's willing to pay someone $1,000 to get it hauled off. I'm going, okay.
Right.
The most he also may need is a bill of sale stating that it was sold for scrap, not highway use, for X amount of dollars, and that VIN number. Call your scrapyard and find out, because I know around here you can do that. You know, as long as it's not a car. You
Right.
know. But cars, all you got to do with cars is just cut them up into small enough pieces. 2 foot by 2 foot, and take them in, and they won't even say anything about it. But I know around here, like if you want to take a whole trailer or something in, you don't have a title for it. Most of the time, they just want something stating that you bought or got the trailer, whatever, for scrap purposes, not for highway use.
Right.
And also if your boss would put spray painted on the back doors or whatever, job site trailer, not for highway use.
Right. Well,
The guy
it
could literally
doesn't have an overhead door. What they weren't doing, they took all that out
right.
and they framed in and got like a regular house door
Right.
put there.
Still
Right.
put that on.
Just put it on the side, on both sides of the trailer or something, job site trailer, not for highway use.
Okay.
And the guy could literally hook to it and pull it into a scrapyard that way with no title, because it is a field trailer,
Okay.
a job site.
Because he's trying to tell me that he can't haul it off and scrap it unless it's got a title.
No.
Bob said he'll sign a bill of sale.
Well, it could be.
Yeah, it could be where you live, but if he's got a bill of sale that he bought it for scrap, and it is a job site trailer because you guys used it at a job site basically for storage,
Okay.
that would probably fly, or call the local scrapyard
And see about
Find
it.
out
and see about
find out what you need to do.
All right. Well, that's what I did. I called. That was the guy I contacted. It was at the local scrapyard, and he told me he can't haul it off unless he's got a title because it's federal offense.
it. Yeah,
I'd try a different scrapyard.
yeah.
Well, we tried about 3 different ones, and so far nobody's going. Yeah, we'll come get it.
Well, kind of explain it to him. Did you explain it that it was just a trailer in the field, storage?
Right. I'll make a couple other phone calls myself.
Yeah,
Heck, if nothing else, get on Marketplace and put on there, free 53 foot van trailer, storage van trailer on wheels. Come get it.
No title.
No title. Come get it. I'm sure there's some scrap guys out there that will come and get it and cut the thing up into smaller pieces and haul it, haul it in that way.
Because that thing's been sitting there. I've been there for over 8 years, and it's probably been sitting there about 10 years before I even started working. So it might have been sitting there for almost 20 years. I have no idea what kind of shape the tires are going to be in, or the brake system, or anything.
right.
Which
What's
probably
going to happen is the brakes will be froze up on it. They'll be rusted, and you'll have to beat them with a sledgehammer to get them to break loose. But
right.
for a job site trailer, if you like you said, if you put it on Marketplace free, someone's going to come and get it.
Somebody may want to use it for storage.
Right.
Right.
They may want to come get it and take it, haul it off, take the axles off underneath it, sit it down on the ground, and use it for storage.
Yep.
Not your problem. Just get it off my lot.
Right.
Right.
I've seen people put mobile homes up like that, you know,
And just use them for storage.
for while they put them up for scrap, and
Yeah.
people go in and strip all the aluminum, everything else, collapse them all down onto the frames, haul the frames out, get rid of the junk, and then take the frames in for scrap.
Yep.
You know.
All right.
So.
Right.
That'll work.
Yep. Just shop it around. But all right, hey everybody, thanks for coming in. We got some stuff to do today. I got to go fishing. Hey, how you doing, Zombie
Get the
Murs?
big one.
But everybody, thanks for coming in, and we'll talk to you all later.
All right.
7 o'clock.
7:00,
Ed's
Polar
tonight.
Bear Ed tonight.
All right. I'll see you later, Ed.
Ed's Garage tonight. See y'all. Thanks.
See ya.